entertainmentbuddha.com.
Hey now, Space Cadets, Matt Haywood here from EntertainmentBoo.com to lay a quickie review of Passengers on you, which is another film that critics hated, but I loved. This is my first attempt at an EB quickie, so bear with me as we travel through space with Chris Pratt and J-Law on what I consider to be a very fun and at times touching sci-fi film. There will be no spoilers, as any mention of key plot points will ruin the film's twists and turns. Passengers stars Chris Pratt as Jim Preston, a super mechanic on his way to a colony planet ran by the Homestead Corporation. His co-star, Jennifer Lawrence, plays Allura Lane, who is a journalist going to the colony planet for a story. Due to the nature of space travel, they, along with 4,998 other passengers, are put into stasis so they can make the decades-long journey without aging. Unfortunately, Jim and Aurora are awakened 90 years early, so they must figure out why and how to get back into stasis before they're left to die of old age on the massive Homestead spaceship. It's this scenario that makes Passengers interesting. Well, that and the lead actors, who freaking nail their performances and make it very hard not to love both of them as characters and real-life people. Seriously, Pratt and Lawrence own, and after this flick of theirs, I'd watch any movie they starred together in, even if it's a crappy rom-com. Their chemistry is undeniable, but in their own right, each actor brought their characters to life in believable fashions, effectively making them people you could relate to, or at least understand how they may be feeling a certain way due to the situations they are placed in. In an alternate universe, these two need to have babies, or become king and queen of the United States, because they're just the definition of professionals and awesomeness. So the lead characters are more than entertaining and interesting, but it's the scenario they're placed in that makes them shine. Rather than just being another space disaster flick, Passengers aims to bring to life the feelings of loneliness a human would feel if they were on a deserted island, or in this case, a spaceship with no one else awake to talk to or have as companions outside of a robot bartender named Arthur. The narrative is more about how this level of loneliness can affect the human psyche and make people do things that may not be ethically or morally correct, so I appreciated that approach. Visually, Passengers provides more than a few epic space shots, and it definitely has some of the coolest zero-G action sequences I've seen in film or in a video game. The cinematography definitely allows you to realize the scope of the universe the Homestead spacecraft is floating through, as well as the level of sophistication that the ship and its interiors possess. If I had one complaint, it would be over a fairly obvious plot convenience that takes place near the film's climax, but considering The Passengers is a sci-fi film and not a real-life space documentary, I can roll my eyes at it, so it hardly ruins this otherwise entertaining movie. For scoring purposes, Passengers earns an easy 80 out of 100. EB recommends it for geeky couples, space fans, or sci-fi fans in general. It has a few plot twists that really make the whole morality aspect a bit more in your face, and the lead actors absolutely own the screen. Forget what you've read or heard from professional critics. There's nothing rotten at all about Passengers. Thanks for watching. Keep your browsers tuned to entertainmentboo.com to ensure that you're making yourself a better geek, one post at a time.